Okay. I suppose I'm live. I want to check that, but let's see. There's me. I guess there's no videos, but I'm not sure if things appear live. But I guess streaming somewhere. That's all that matters. Give me 1 second. Gotta lock in. I'm gonna double check. I want to listen to music, but I want to make sure I don't get DMCA copyrighted by sharing it live. I suppose I could just listen to it from my phone. Okay. Just try not to dox myself. Let me get a Twitch view also, just so I don't miss out on chat. I have a viewer. If you are, oh, that's probably me. I'm looking at chat now, so if anybody is here, feel free to say something in chat. You're up on my phone. Make sure I can see chat all the time. It's a bad time to be charging my phone. Oh, hold on. I'll just get my. Got this nice brick. I don't need to. Suppose I can just do this. There we go. Alright. I'm not a professional streamer, so the setup takes a little while. Alright, so today we are going to lock in and do some more free code camp for kids. What, free code camp? Free code camp. Make sure I don't want to hear myself talking. Alright. Alright, now if I... Alright, sweet. Can't hear myself. I got Travis going. And I think I'm ready. Alright, the only purpose I'm doing this is because I am over-reliant on dev tools right now. I think it's oversaturated with how many like AI tools that you can utilize. So I want to make sure I am actually engaging with the content that I'm supposed to be developing. So I started doing this, found it off of a random YouTube shout out. Almost done with the basic HTML stuff before we do CSS. I think today the goal is to stream at least 1 hour, do some HTML, and then do some leak code afterwards. A little bit, do some easy leak code. Okay. This music is loud. Let me change the vibe up real quick. Alright, shout out Mike, shout out Devon Hendricks. These are my goats. Alright, I guess let's finish this out. I'm confused why I didn't do this yet. This is only just to get like my HTML code as quickly as possible. I guess this is kind of basic. I don't know why I didn't do this before. But the goal is just to get as certified as quickly as possible. And just get more comfortable on the keyboard, because I feel like again, just there's so many good tools out there. You just start losing your ability to actually interface with the console, actually look at the code that you're reading. And I found myself at some point Okay. Let's hope that worked. I wonder if we have any viewers on YouTube. I don't know how we're gonna see that. I guess I'll check from my phone. YouTube. There's one person watching now, and I'm assuming that's me. So. Okay, well, wait, I'll go on this tangent a little bit more. Okay, I found out AirPlay, so I have to go to settings. AirPlay and handoff. Okay, I turned off handoff, which I think is helpful for streaming and other purposes, but man, it is killing me right now. Okay, sorry. All right, let's get back in there. So I don't know if that's true, if I can have it required as an integer. I'm not sure. Um, let's take a look. Might bug out. So, oh, I see. HTML is nice. It's just form type number. Okay, so there is a min and a max attribute here. So, I don't know what's purpose this is serving. I guess we'll just do 5, or oops, we don't want somebody below the age of 18 filling out this monkey form, and nobody above 100 years old. Okay, so assuming that that went well, okay. Yep, all right, moving on to the next step. We have email, form input. Inside the form element, the number input should not accept, hold on, let me make sure that this is up to date. Oh, my Twitch clip, maybe I should reset Twitch. It's like so out of time. Okay, there we go. That's looking better. Okay. Okay, let me make this like 18 or something, not an actual phone number. So then, if you enter the numbers outside the match range, let's just give this a shot. Well, I can't go below. We'll just assume that it works well. For the name, email, and number fields, you should have a corresponding label elements in the form that describes the purpose of each field with the following IDs. Okay. So, assuming we don't care too much about this form, if I set one of these label IDs to accordingly, okay. Probably gonna make sense to put that here. There we go. We can take that. Let's parse this out a little bit. And inputs. Oh, yep, that's looking better. One more here. I'm just gonna assume it's age. Alright, we are getting there. So, I guess the next step is, it's so hideous. Okay, with the resizing, it's a little better. Man, I'm used to Lovable doing all this stuff for me, so. Okay, so for name email, we did that. For the name email number, you should have a placeholder text that gives a description or instructions of each field. We did that because we are awesome. Inside the form element, you should have a select dropdown, so this has to be within. All right, so this is within the form. We're gonna give this an ID of dropdown and at least 2 options to choose from. Options. Is it really option? I don't think it's option. I don't know if that's right. We're gonna run with it. Oops. Ape. Let's see. Oh, you should have at least 2 inputs. So it is an input type, isn't it? Does technically work. Let's take a look online. Option for dropdown in HTML. Let's take a look. Oh, so it is option. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Looking good. Okay, so we got our select dropdown figured out. Still a pretty hideous, I would say. Alright, so now we have a radio button section. Alright, I'm really winging it here. I don't think this is right. No, this is not right. I'm gonna assume it's a form, right? Form type radio? Ah, I cannot remember. We already are in a form. Maybe input type. I think it's gonna be input type. That would make sense. Let's take a look. Yeah, there we go. Okay, this should be called Big Monkey and input. I'll call this small. And I think just for continuity's sake, I'll just have a ID for this. Oh man, this is gonna be such a boring stream. That's okay. Sometimes shit just gotta be boring. Oh, value. Name attribute. Damn God. See this repetition? I swear, it's, you think it's not important, but this work that you're putting in, it's just gonna make you so much more functional. Every radio button group should have at least 2 radio buttons. So these need to be grouped together. Let's just run it up, see. So, inside the form element, you can select option from a group of at least 2 buttons that are grouped with the same name. And what's happening with my output? Ah, so they need to be grouped together because right now they're not. Oh, I see what happened. So now I think if I change this name value to be grouped, you can only now select one. There you go. So that's it. So if you want to tie things together in HTML, you need to make sure that the names have the same property, or the element needs to have the same value, which is kind of funny because there's also another thing called value. So inside the form element, you can have several fields from a series of checkboxes. I think that's also pretty similar. So input, this is a type. Forgetting the name of this. Oh, checkbox. There we go. Inside the form element, you can have several fields from a series of checkboxes. Each of them must have a value attribute. So, let's try to keep things 5, monkey. It's not a good ID name. I'm just trying to burn through this. I know it's not very content we can have this marked in the same one. Let's see what type of behavior that will come out of it by using the same name as our radio buttons. I need to stop doing that. So I guess command drags everything up, so I should just have to click shift. Okay, so now we're good. This last text element area, which I think is just another input type. think it's called text area. Um, this does also have like an area that you could define for it, but honestly, I'm just gonna leave it be if I'm allowed to. Oh, descendant of survey form. It is in survey form. It's odd that it's not enabling me. Maybe it's because I didn't add any description to it. Huh. Hmm. I'm not seeing any reason why it should be outside of the scope of what we have. What if it's tripping? Just trying something. Oh shit. Did I lose it? No. Or is it... Is that a thing? Oh, I suppose so. Okay, now it looks so hideous. Ah! Okay, command really does launch you up there. Alright. Okay, so now we just need to make that submit button. That's an input type. Button. And we need the ID of submit. And that's it. We can probably want to give that a name. Or is it just button? Oh, it's probably just button. Hell's wrong with me? There we go. Okay, nice. We built this slab. Keep pushing through, keep pushing through. Let's see. I have... This is a lot of steps. This is a lot of steps. What are HTML tables used for? HTML tables aren't much these days as they used to be. Data browser back in the 90s. Head. Table row. Table header. So as you can see, the data itself will always be within TR. Some websites which show use divs to build their own tables instead of using the more appropriate table element. In an HTML table, which elements are contained with TR? Hold on, this song is not good. Within a TR element, we need a header. Which of the following are the main sections of an HDMI2? HTML. What is the main recommended use of tables? We saw displaying data. Nice. Oh, sweet. That was just like a single lecture. Sometimes those are super lengthy. All right, we got another workshop. I think the .org is hosted on a kind of a slow server, because I've also experienced like a lot of latency when it comes to using this with at my on my work computer. It's a little frustrating. All right, so we gotta begin with doctype HTML to let the web know that we are HTML type. I forgot if that's a void. I think it is a void. I don't know if we need a closing one. Oh, it is a closing one. How do I know? Because we're supposed to put a head inside of it. Whoa. Alright. Yeah, see, we're hitting some latency issues. It's probably for the better, just to give my head a break a little bit. While it is being slow, we can check our progress a little bit. So what we got? We got this much left. I think after that, some LeetCode, and then I think I'll call it a day. Maybe I'll stream the process of making our oh my god, YouTube. I don't remember the name. Jeez, it's okay. I do know Meta is a that one is void. Oh. So, as a reminder, head is what the Google is looking at, or whatever browser is looking at, to understand like what exactly it's displaying. So when we're setting these parameters here, it's helping it identify. It's like, the title and stuff. So when you're scraping, for example, you can set your scraper to look at HTML and identify like what title or what exactly it's looking at based off of the naming of the title of the HTML document. So helps you filter stuff out. Okay. Yeah, so slow. Be fun to show you guys what I have cooking for tomorrow. At least tomorrow will be a more fun stream. I hope so. Yeah, see, it's just so slow. That's why I kept another browser open. It's super odd. If you are using it, let me know if you guys experience the same like odd behavior. Okay. Jeez. It's like kills your momentum a little bit. I think we already are in a table. Do I have to create a new table tab? Seems like overkill. Hello? Am I cooked again? Oh. Oh, feed, not thread. Holy. No. Try not to copy things. I feel like that's cheating with this repetition. You know, you want to get that satisfaction of actually typing this stuff out. Oops. I cannot complain. This is a good, amazing, free website. I'll probably support once I finish my certification. So we built, let's do a little review. So we built a bunch of headers inside of the rows. So these are our rows. I think now we're gonna start nesting them. Okay, right. So this is the last name. This is the first name. This is the grade. Yikes. But honestly fair. It's calculus. What are we missing here? Oh, jeez. Holy. Okay, so I think we get the idea. We're gonna add 2 more students, so I'm gonna just copy this section and paste it twice. There we go. So now we should be able to just do. I wonder if it's trying to play around with. Whoa! I don't know how to use Mac's hotkeys yet. Well done, Samantha and Rodriguez. guarantee you I have a spelling mistake somewhere. Oh. Okay. Again. Let's not handle with this repetition. This was a cool feature. And copy paste. Williams. Not a big fan of his racing team, to be honest. Okay, so now we're building T-foot. This is the footer. Now it wants us to build some of the rows inside of here. A little ugly there, in my opinion. But yeah, I guess it, you know, based off the table, we only have 2 elements on the bottom, but it seems to be fine. Probably not the most dynamic thing. Okay, let's read this. Oh, there we go. Now we're going to use something called col span. So we have to add this col span. I think because we have 2 elements. Let's take a look. What does col span do? Specifies the number of columns a shell should span. Oh, so it just... Okay, I see. Still a little off in my opinion, but... Yay, should share it on blue sky. Okay. Nice. Oh, got another lab. Man, this is more of a grind for this section than I thought. Hit the 1 hour mark also. Let's see how YouTube is doing. Maybe it's time for a little LeetCode break with the algorithms question. Well, not doing it for the views, but jeez, what the hell is that? Yeah, let's switch over to LeetCode. Oh, why LeetCode is looking buggy too. It's been a while. I think I want to commit to doing that NeetCode 150. So let's go to neetcode.com. Oh, he doesn't have it. I'm so sorry. Is the NeetCode 150 not a thing? Am I crazy? What the hell did he recommend me then? Oh, neat. I was saying note code? Oh my god. I'm cooked. Okay, yeah, let's just All right, we'll keep it in Python. I'm sure. So here's the problem with some of my stuff within like doing LeetCode with Python. Python is such a powerful language with crazy libraries. I have like algorithmically, you know, you could like hash map this out or dict it out and then just see if there's any collisions. But I'm sure there's a Python library that you could use to solve this within 2 seconds. So without like trying to spoil the fun, it's still important to get these things kind of solid in your brain. So let's just look at, you know, so we have an append. Maybe there is no way to do that. I don't want to ruin it. So I guess I'll first do a hard-coded version, and I'm assuming there's nuances here. Um, so either we could, yeah, I'll just. And it's been a long time, so please bear with me. Oh, I gotta log in. Ah! Why do you do this to me, Google? Okay, really, I'm gonna just raw dog this, boys. Oh, if it does, oh shit. Okay, so looks like I used my big brain and it worked. I had a GitHub. I don't want to overexpose here. You know what? Let's go through the process of building our own repository for LeetCode. 30 minutes a day gets an interview eventually. And then like Um, so I think this is O log n. I'm gonna call this. Okay. I just will keep grinding out my neat code this way. I don't need to do any fancy shit with actually pulling that stuff in. We could do anagram. Wait, first of all, for this, let's just ask chat, like, is this the most optimal solution? And let's just have it walk through. There we go. So, okay. What did it do? Ah, set. Okay, so set is used for this kind of lookup. What the... Yeah, I guess we were kind of fine. Let's take a look at set. Again, I'm not super Python familiar. Collections of unordered and unique elements defined by using curly braces or set function. Sets are both mutable, allowing addition and removal of objects, but can only contain immutable objects. Oh, I see. Okay, well, I feel like we did it in a semi-readable way. We get some credit for that, right? Let's go back to neat code. I think we can do anagram now. I guess that's a nice thing with LeetCode, right? You do get to check against other people's. For this one, I think the best way to do it is just to iterate up until halfway. Like do it simultaneously. So first of all, what does that look like for char and why do we have two? Self string OT. If two strings are anagrams of each other, an anagram is a string that contains the exact same characters as the other string, but the order of the characters can be different. So I guess in this case we could still use a dictionary as a solution, because so we could first map this out such that for s in string so we're iterating through race car. You want my dict to we just want to append everything. If C in we want my dict as my dict C plus equals 1 and then else let's just see what happens when we print to get like a good summary of what this will look like. And we can just return false. So you can see now we have like a what it looks like here. And now what we can do is if we take my C in T, or my C in T, we can actually take that dict, and if C in I don't think the logic here works. Maybe for this case, but yeah, because I guess like we could hard code it with the fact that if len of t is not equal to s, we know that that's like immediately, without even needing any sort of computation, that we wouldn't want to escalate. Oh. But yeah, it's your output. Oh, I see. Yeah, so we do hit a point where taking the subtraction is not perfect. I wonder if you're able to cross compare, but then like that's not very space efficient, right? Defining two separate ones. We'd have to know if my dict is empty. Can you check if a dictionary is empty in Python? So it's getting pretty ugly. Oh, so it, of course it's, so we do have the logic to have defined like the point in which, you know, like we saw what it looked like here. Right? How do we get a negative one? Probably be noteworthy to pull out some notes. I don't want to dox myself, so we'll do it here. Okay, so with this logic, if I'm iterating through stuff appropriately, so we've created a hash map that has B2, C2, right? And for our secondary iteration through this hash map, we've subtracted C 3 times. And so here, oh, okay, so it's ugly, but essentially the debugging process that I did was I iterated through the case in which like we are highlighting that C is in my dict, but we're not actually checking if that value is containing anything anymore, right? Um, because it will get to a point where it can be inside of the dictionary, but we're not deleting it if it's not, um, even if we go negative. So, but it's good looks. It is a solution. I'm not sure if it's the most viable solution, but I think it's a good start given how rusty I am. Um, I know it's super ugly to do this from here, but I just really don't feel like it. Um, is anagram two dictionaries, one dictionary, adding the letters, uh, let's see, is anagram.py. But I'm gonna first talk to chat, see what chat has to say. Is this optimal? I tried to be space efficient. Here to Python. If C is not in, and then there's a minus equals 1. What the fuck is wrong with Python? Okay, so yeah, I think like that's a true sentiment for like unless you're doing like golf coding or you're trying to find like the most optimal solution, I don't think there's any particular reason you should use some of those built-in libraries um, when you're just trying to iterate through logic, right? Um, but I think given that we are doing these passes through the string, um, there's no particular wrong. I don't think that we did anything bad um, with our solution. I feel pretty good about it. So I think yeah, that's not bad. Uh, I mean, a good acceptance is a good acceptance, right? So nice. By the way, I've been working on my commits 2025, so it's always good to get a couple more. What's up, Emery? I'm gonna shout myself out. Okay. All right. Maybe we can hit that 2 hour mark. It's 9 o'clock. Still haven't eaten anything. Okay, this should be a little more simple though. So I'm assuming it's gonna be within body. It's already in body, huh? That's fine. Oh, Loki, I forgot about what feed was. Oh, that's where we put the description. Table head, I guess, right? Oh. Right. You should have 4 TH elements. Table header. Fuck. I was trying to go all autopilot. It never works out. Okay. You should have 4 TH elements within your Thieves element row. They're like hallucinate one, I guess. Oh, that's why. It's not a header. No, it's not a header. Ah, fuck, I wrote it down. TD. Description, title, Kobo, the box man. Guys, this was one big ploy to shout out my boy Kobo Abe. Kobo Abe. I don't remember when it came out. Genre. Head fucker. publication year, I'm just gonna throw it out there. 1964. Ah, 73. I was off by like almost a decade. It's embarrassing. Five rows? Oh shit, my bad. No way. You want 5 rows? Jeez. You know what? Guys, I know I'm getting against principle here. Actually, you know what? We'll do a little book review out of this. Gonna get all of y'all on, or none of y'all, because nobody's here, on to some Kobo Abe books. Boxman, Woman in the Dunes. They're all headfuckers, and let's assume they all came out in the same year. Kangaroo Notebook. Man, how am I forgetting these classics? I spent too much time obsessing over this guy freshman year of uni. The Ruined Map. Oh my god. I gotta reread all of these. Inter Ice Age 4. That was crazy. This guy was predicting AI at that time. T-Foot. 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 I think the coal span goes into the TR actually. That would make more sense. Oh no, it is opposite. Yay! Okay. Short lab, I guess. More lecture. Please be short. Oh, there's only 2 questions. What is an HTML validator and how can it help you debug your code? It is a very forgiving language. Why does the browser render tags correctly even when there's an error likely to get? DOM inspector and DevTools. DevTools is so important. I think one of the most important things that you can learn is DevTools. There's so much content here to understand. I got kind of reamed for this, but like even learning how to store keys into local storage is super important. Like super, super, super important. Because it just gives you the power to configure things to your user. You can check whether they visited your website or not, dark preferences, you know, Um, yeah, it's just such a important, like, integral thing of understanding. Yeah, Control Shift I or Command Options I. Okay, let's do this little. That's kind of cute. Let's go here. Let's fix that. So it said within the href. Oh, I suppose it was having it do it inside of the activity, right? That would make sense. Well, anyway, you guys get the idea. All right. I'm curious what it was saying. The link tree-like structure that represents the elements on a page called. Document object model. Oops. All right. I think I'm ready, boys. If I can finish this quiz, then I'm gonna end stream and celebrate, or probably eat dinner because I didn't eat it yet. Nice. We just have accessibility and we're done with HTML. Which of the following attributes is used to specify the URL where the form data should be sent? Which two elements are used to specify a row and a header in a table? So table. What is a TD element used for? What is the function colspan used for? What is the role of the placeholder attribute? Role of the placeholder. What is the purpose of a thread feed table header? Body content, no. Header content, yep. Which the following is an example of explicit form association between labels and inputs? Label 4, age, label, input type number, ID, age. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So form association, that's where we want to see the 4, yeah, age. What is an HTML validator used for? Which of the element is used to find a cell in a table? So we have TR and TD. Which of the following is a tool that allows you to inspect and modify the HTML structure? DOM inspector. Which of the following is a correct way to group related field inputs? So we have a form, a field set, and a label. So we want to be looking at consistency. So this is nicely nested, but oh man. That looks right to me. Which of the following is to specify that an input is read only? I'm sorry, I didn't remember this. Oh, it's straight up just a read only flag. You don't want to add. Which attribute specifies that an input must be filled out before submitting a form? Required. Ooh, maximum number of chars. Max length. I know it's min and max for ints, but I know we cheated a little bit, but that's pretty goated. Okay, so in my journey today, as a quick summary, we banged out the rest of forms and tables, and we did 2 LeetCode problems. Looking at the time, it's probably best I slowly start wrapping things up. Yeah, I think I'll call it a day. Tomorrow's stream, I think I'm gonna be doing more of a vibe code session with Lovable to improve on habit builder. I'm trying to make a Lovable for habit building, because I'm often feeling like there's no tools out there that really let me focus on like my life philosophy and ensuring that I'm actually keeping track of things. And I'm a big user of AI, and I just feel like that would be a kind of a fun way to get myself started in tracking my progress. So yeah, I guess tomorrow I'll do that. I'll finish up HTML at work probably, and then over the weekend I'll get started on CSS and JavaScript. Sweet. I mean, you most definitely didn't make it this far, but I appreciate all viewers. If you are here, thank you so much. I'll try to improve like the interactability on stream. At least showcase like what I'm listening to. At least get a little bit more engagement if I can. I kind of just let this run because I wanted to get more comfortable talking on camera. But yeah, awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Let me quickly go back to Ecamm. Oh, that's sick. You guys can see my background here. Yeah, I appreciate everybody who showed out. If you did, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.